Welcome everyone to the Windy City MMA. I'm Jordan. This is Lewis, and this is our UFC Fight Night Paris Imavov versus Borralho breakdown. We will start at the bottom of this card per usual with the opener of Shauna Bannon and Sam Hughes. Got any thoughts on this fight, Lewis?
Another women's MMA, man.
Women's MMA.
So this can really be anybody's game, but I'm picking Sam Hughes, USA. A little bit more experience some losses as well, but I think she'll take this one home. But I mean, the value is on Shauna Bannon. I'm assuming she's. I don't know. Wait, they have different records. I don't know. I don't know who's the underdog,
Sam
but
Hughes is the favorite.
okay. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I'm picking Sam Hughes as well. I think her pressure could just be too much. And probably she'll probably win a decision. Bannon, like you said, she definitely has the value side. I mean, she's two and her only loss in the UFC is Bruna Brazil, although her competition hasn't been the highest. And Sam Hughes, who started off in the UFC pretty bad, has kind of turned it out around. She's on a two-fight win streak. Again, not the craziest competition, but women's MMA probably fight goes the distance. Sam Hughes by decision.
yeah.
The favorite by decision is a pretty smart bet when it comes to women's MMA. Quick tip. So we'll move both on Sam Hughes. All right. Andreas Gustafsson versus Rinat Fakhretdinov. I am going with Gustafsson in this fight. I like his what was I gonna say? I should say, he started off as a dog, I believe. He opened as a dog. He's now a favorite, and that is the only thing that kind of scares me. It makes me a little less confident. Like, I don't know. I don't know if he should be the favorite, but I don't know if I can say it. I like his saying. He's just gonna go full, uh, whatchamacallit, Robert Downey Jr. on him, and I like it. I liked his last fight against Chaos. Looked good. Came out as a dog. Won the fight on short notice too, I think. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna take him again. I'm gonna take him to win. I'm not crazy impressed with Renat. I mean, he beat Leal, which we thought was good at the time, and then whatchamacallit, just Salikov just sent Leal to the Shadow Realm. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Andreas Gustafsson. I'm not sure though how. So I think I'm just gonna. It's pretty much a pick 'em. He's like a slight favorite, so I'll just take the money line.
Okay. I
What
think
about you?
this one, if anything, is going to be a decision. I don't see Rinat Fakhretdinov either being brutally knocked out. What I what I could see is him being exhausted and I guess being taken down or being clinched up, which is Gustafson's favorite thing to do for sure. I think that's his game plan. I think that's what he should do is and of course be careful with the wrestling. He is good in the wrestling, but I am going to pick Gustafsson. Um, I was very high on Renat when he first started in the UFC, but
Yeah,
that Leal fight and that fight before, he just showed a lot of exhaustion, in my opinion, that I didn't think he had in him. So it's either a going to decision, and I'm taking Gustafsson by decision, or I'm just gonna play the fight going to distance,
yeah, I like
just
that.
because it's a hard pick 'em for me. I'm kind of biased. I want Renat to win, but yeah.
Yeah, okay. So we're both on the Gustafson side, but we're weary maybe if I goes the distance. We move. Brad Tavares versus Robert Bryczek. Um, any thoughts? What are you thinking?
No, I think this one's gonna be a fairly easy pick for me. It's gonna be I want to say like the veteran, but I want to say the more experienced guy is gonna once again win, and I'm gonna pick Brad Tavares. Don't know how. I believe probably a decision, but recently the trend's been experience beats, a little bit more of the up and comers. Not saying that
Newcomer.
Robert's an up and comer, but more like
Newcomer,
a yeah newcomer. There it is.
for sure. And I agree with you that 100% has been the trend. but I'm kind of going the opposite way. I'm gonna go dog. I'm gonna go Robert
Hmm.
Bryczek. I don't really know much about him, so like this is kind of just like a almost a fade Tavares pick, to be honest. I think, like you said, he's had so many UFC fights, and I think his time's just going away. And even the fact that he's been winning and he hasn't looked horrible. But I feel like I never can trust him. You know how people say that about like Johnny Walker, Kevin Holland, like you can never really
Yeah,
trust him. That's kind of I don't know why. I really don't know why because he hasn't really proven it to me why. But I just feel like I can't trust Brad Tavares. Um, yeah, so I'm gonna go with Robert, and he lost his UFC debut. So I expect him to look a little better because that's usually how it happens. It's extremely hard to win your UFC debut. It's known that. So I expect him to look a little bit better. Um, and he's dog money. So maybe a KO decision double chance or just the money line at a dog for me.
bet.
So we're split here, but it's going to be a close fight. I could definitely see just a decision play, like a split decision maybe. We could see what that prop looks like.
Mm, here it is.
We move Sam Patterson versus Trey Waters. I'm actually a big Sam Patterson fan. Watching him get KO'd by Eshmuz like that was a little bit rough. Um, but he's bounced back nice, especially moving up the weight class and getting the KO against Danny Barlow was very, very assuring. You know that it's working. The weight up and looking good. Whatever. Waters is 2-0 in his young career or young UFC career, I should say. Um, and I just think Sam Patterson is just gonna look better. I think he's not even gonna be bigger. But I think because he's going to look more filled out as he has been recently. So I'm going to take Patterson. I don't really know how. I don't know if I see him knocking Trey Waters out. I think this is another one where I kind of see going the distance, but I'm going to go with Sam Patterson. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I agree with you that this is gonna go another to the distance. I like Sam Patterson in this fight, especially like you said, the moving up in weight class. Um, I was a little Trey Waters fan on his past fight, his last actual fight. I liked how he looked, but in this matchup, I think Sam Patterson is a little bit more overall better fighter against Trey Waters, even though just a little bit shorter. But I just think he's gonna keep the pressure on and fill out a distance. Again, I think I might be a little biased because I seen Trey Waters' last fight. I liked him that. So I'm probably just gonna do a fight goes to distance prop for sure, or 2.5 over, depending what it is.
Yeah, I like that too. Over 2.5.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're both on the Patterson. Fight goes the distance train here. We
Yep.
move Harry Hardwick versus Kaue Fernandes. This is an interesting one. Do you know, have you had a chance? This just got booked. So have you had a chance to take a look at
Yeah,
this
this
stuff?
is the one that got
Like yesterday night. I sent it to you like really late, I think. I was like, just so you
yeah.
know. Um,
I didn't really I saw Fernandez a little bit of him, but not I don't yeah, Harry Hardwick.
yeah,
Nah.
he was supposed to fight Ziam. So Fernandez was supposed to fight Ziam.
Yeah.
And I'm actually like a pretty big Hardwick Brothers fan. Harry Hardwick's um taking this fight on really short notice though, and that's I think the problem. He's 7 and
Yes.
0 or 7-0 and 1 I should say in his Cage Warriors career coming up to this UFC debut, and I do think he's pretty good. But he's not fighting a can. It's very short notice. It's his debut. Um, and so I just kind of think that means he's gonna lose probably a decision or just, he could look good, maybe take a round, but I think he's gonna lose. And honestly, if this wasn't a short notice fight, or I should say maybe less of a short notice fight, I might take him. Odds are actually decently close if I remember. If they're still at where they were, I think Fernandez was only like a minus 160 or something like that last time I checked. So the fights were decently close, or the odds were decently close compared. Yeah, he's a minus 160 right now. So the odds are
Nice.
he is a Fernandez is a smaller favorite than Ziam was against him. So, I mean, put that
Okay,
into perspective. Someone making his debut, kind of Hardwick, people know him, you know what I mean? And I think he's good. I just think the problem is it's debut on short notice, and that's never good. You know, the Hardwick brothers though, I
exactly.
like him. And like I said, I think he looks good in this fight, loses a decision, and then he stays in the UFC. You know, Cage Warriors has a very, very strong background or strong record in the UFC. These guys come in and they fight really good. You know, I think Gary, Patty, this guy's gonna whatever. They just signed Riley. You know, I think there's a bunch of other guys coming up. Taporia fought there once, I think, Aspinall, McGregor. Like these guys, they have a good rep or good roster of guys from Cage Warriors, and they've been fighting high level UFC. So I'm excited to see him in the UFC. You know, I hope he wins. I'll be rooting for him. I just don't know if I could pick him on such short notice.
Yeah, I agree on that. That's like another perspective that I for sure have to take into consideration is where the fight's taking place and how short of a notice this fight is. And just based off those two, I'm gonna take Fernandez.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, just say most likely the money line, like you said, it's kind of close, so I'm taking him. Fernandez is fine.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure actually, you know, he's probably able to get over there pretty quick because he's from England. Um, I'm almost
Yeah, so it's
positive.
not
I'm
really
sure
the
he.
time zone problem then.
No, it's not like that. It's just, for me, I think it's just the UFC problem. The fact that it's short notice, debut. That's never good, man. Debuts, especially on short notice. You know, he's tough, and the fact that he hasn't had a fight. I mean, he fought in March, and he hasn't had one. He doesn't have one set up right now. So like, he's probably been in camp, but he's not in a fight camp. You know, and that's what also double down scares me. So I'm gonna be
Yeah,
rooting for Hardwick, but I can't really pick him. So we're
for
both on
sure.
the Fernandez side here.
But
We move Marcin Tybura versus Ante Delija. Any thoughts?
this one, I really like Marcin Tybura.
Really?
Uh, yeah, in this fight. Not
Yeah.
not in this fight, but just sorry. Let me reword that. Not in this fight especially, but just him as a heavyweight. I feel like for sure he's frowned upon because he has a lot of losses not about to, but I hopefully not about to be double digit losses. But I feel like he's close to being well rounded.
Yeah, no, for sure. I
He's
mean,
good. Yeah, he's
he's
good
an
on the
athlete.
ground. He has a good stand up and yeah, I feel like he's gonna beat Ante. Don't know how. I don't see a knockout from Marcin. Maybe if they go on the ground,
Yeah,
but I'm just gonna play him winning the fight.
I like it. And again, I'm going the other
Uh-huh.
way.
There we go. I
Uh,
like this card.
I don't usually, like I said in the previous fight, like to take people making their debut, but I'm going to take Ante in this one. He's actually fought decent competition in the PFL, you know, which is very taken with a grain of salt because we thought Pitbull, we thought Patchy, we thought all these guys have fought decent competition. So that could mean Tabora could lay on him for 15 minutes and win a decision. But I'm going to take Ante. These two, actually, this is a rematch. They fought back in, let me confirm, 2015 in the M1
Okay.
Global, which is a Russian promotion. Tybura won by first round KO due to a leg injury. So,
Okay.
very, you know, iffy on that.
Yeah.
And it was for the M1 heavyweight championship. So I can't imagine Delija not wanting to get one back on Tybura. So I hope that he is training his ass off for this fight and really wants to win. At the time, too, Ante was 25, beginning of his, you know, he's still a young guy. Tybura was 29, more in his prime. So I'm taking him to avenge his loss, pretty much. Big like UFC debut, it's not an easy competition in your debut, but I'm taking him to avenge his loss. It's a pick 'em though. This fight's a pick 'em. Or like damn near.
They never learn. They never learn. UFC, man. Let's see it.
You're saying the
I remember you telling me last week, you're like, I'm so sick and tired of picking them, bro. Let's
dude.
see. No, but this is PFL.
No,
This
no,
is a different
doesn't matter. No, you're right. I should not be picking this dude
but
right now. This dude without a damn picture. I should not be picking him. You're right.
but if you're trusting your gut, nah, but it's that was me with all the people telling me about Aaron Pico. I know he was
Yeah.
winning a little
No,
bit the fight.
literally.
I guess he was winning the fight, pressuring, but these UFC is just you can
Still,
read these things. I don't know.
no.
I
I
don't know
mean,
what
I
it is, bro. I don't know if it can't just be the competition. It has to be like the nervousness, the anxiousness.
oh, I'm
Now a lot
sure.
more people are watching you, even though this one's never mind. I was gonna say this is gonna be in a big arena. Yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna be in Paris. So, no, you're right. You're very much right. And Ante is he Russian? Yeah. Oh no, he's Croatian.
Croatian.
He's Croatian. Yeah.
What's that? No, it's not Stipe. Pro Cup.
Yeah. So we're split here, but close fight. It's a pick 'em. I don't know if I'm gonna have a bet on it. I don't think it's worth it. I was hoping to catch him as a dog. Maybe he'll kind of switch to that, but we'll see.
We'll see. Let's go.
All right, we move. Light heavyweight bout. Oumar Sy versus Brendson Ribeiro. You good? Okay, well, I
Yeah,
will
that
jump
should
into
be enough.
this.
Yeah,
I'm taking
go ahead.
Sy to win this fight. He had a close but clear loss to Alonzo Menifield in his last fight, and I think he's set up for a nice bounce back win. Ribeiro has been KO'd in recent fights, and I think it continues here. I think Sy can be strong enough to stuff takedowns or just plain old simply not get subbed if he needs to and find a KO. So I'm gonna take Sy. He's a big favorite. He should win this fight.
Yeah, I like Sai. He's gonna avenge his loss. Like you said, Ribeiro's been knocked out. He's had his fair share of losses in the UFC, even though he's very durable. Don't get me wrong, he's a very well-rounded individual athlete. I like his ground. I like his takedown defense. But Umar Sy he's gonna have Paris all behind him, and Paris is just it's an amazing crowd. And I think it's gonna
Very true.
even though Ribeiro has a little bit more fights and has a UFC experience, but yeah, I don't see how Sai is gonna lose this one unless he gets overwhelmed by shots.
Yeah, I don't see it
But no, I
happening.
don't really. Yeah, that's like a slight chance. That's his biggest game plan to do. But Sai is just gonna. I believe he has the Avengers loss for sure. He was undefeated in the UFC until that Menifield fight, and
Yeah,
yeah,
he's got to get it back, and I think this is a great fight to do it against someone who can get knocked out.
yep.
Matt Field's not an easy out, especially when you fight like him. So, all right, we'll move both on the side. Another one now. William Gomis versus Robert Ruchala. I'm going Gomi.
Go me.
Well, I don't think Gomis, whatever William Gomis, I don't know. Well, I don't think he's actually like that special compared to, what people kind of thought he could have been. Who did he lose to? Hyder and Mill. He lost to Hyder and Mill. The Brito win was good, and that kind of upset me because I was a big Brito fan. But I thought Brito could have won that fight. And so I don't think Gomi is anything special, but I think he wins this fight. I think he should win this fight, I should say. Uchala's coming from KSW, where he was 8-1 and a KO in three of his last four fights, getting and losing by KO in that fourth one. Um, but Gomi should win this fight. This again should be another bounce back win. They're setting the Frenchman up to get some wins. That's kind of what I'm thinking in these last two fights. Any thoughts? Similar.
Yeah, I'm right behind you with all this. I liked how he beat Brito. Like you said, I really like Brito as well. I liked how he was his charisma in and outside of the cage. But yeah, Gomis won that fight. with takedowns, with clinch work, with making it a little bit dirty. And even though he lost his last fight, um, like you said, it's in France. He's probably being set up for W. Don't
Yeah.
know how he's gonna win this fight, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna take him. France is gonna be a very loud crowd. France and I think London are one of the two. The O2 Arena,
Yeah.
those two are I think one of the biggest ones and loudest ones. Crowd is crazy. I wish Chicago was like that, man. Gets me so.
It was pretty loud.
I mean, we're loud, but we're not together loud. You know what I mean? Over there, they're
Fair.
singing, oh, and
Yeah.
everyone's, yeah, but that's a whole different lifestyle.
That's
But yeah,
true.
yeah, Gomis W.
All
Let's do
right.
it.
Go me W. I'm laughing at this next one because UFC debut against a ranked
Yeah,
veteran.
I know.
Patricio Pitbull versus Losene Keita. 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 I'm going with Keita, but here we go again. Ranked vet against UFC debutant. Am I gonna be an idiot? Yes, I am. I just said it. I'm going with Keita, but I probably won't be betting on him. He's a big favorite. Um, I, Pitbull's just so old, and he's not like he's looked
Yes.
amazing. I don't know if he's gonna be able to lay and prey on him like he did against Dan Ige. I mean, he didn't lay and pray the whole fight, but a lot of the fight, he just had control. So yeah,
Can you
can I? Did you lag out? Must have. All right. Well, without Lewis here, I will move on. We're continuing on the main card with. Oh, this fight got put on the main card. Interesting. Reese McKee versus Axel Sola. Damn, this fight getting put on the main card is kind of interesting. So originally I was gonna pick Reese McKee to win this fight, but I kind of don't like the fact that he got put on the this got put on the main card. Kind of makes me think that they're really gonna try to build up the Sola guy to win this fight. I'm going Reese McKee. I don't know why. I'm going Reese McKee here. I think he's gonna win the fight. But I don't like the fact that he got put on the main card. But I'm gonna go Reese McKee. I think he's a dog, man. He looked good and he looked really, really good in his last fight. And I'm gonna take him to win this one. We'll continue on the main card with Blagioki versus Mason Jones. So I had the opportunity to be at UFC Iowa when Jones fought last against Jeremy Stevens, and I am gonna take him to win this fight. I'm thinking about taking him to win by submission as well. When I watched the Jeremy Stevens fight when I was there, he could have gotten it. He could have gotten that submission win. And I think that he let Stevens stay up a little bit longer than he should have. Stand and bang with him because, Stevens' hometown from Iowa and Mason Jones was making his UFC return, so he wanted to show off. He said that on the mic too. Wanted to get that bonus. So I think he could have gotten the finish a lot quicker. He should have, and I think he'll do it this fight. So I think he's gonna get a submission here. I'm gonna play the submission whenever it comes out. I haven't seen it yet, but his money line also isn't bad. I think it's like minus 150, minus 160, which really isn't bad at all. We will move. Paul Craig versus Modestas Bukauskas. So I'm going Paul Craig. Um, I think it's either Modestas KO or Paul Craig by maybe submission. So, or you can hold him down and win a decision, honestly. So I'm gonna go Paul Craig. I think he'll find a submission. Modestas, I kind of liked him. He has not impressed me since coming back. He hasn't impressed me in his last couple fights. Beating Kudalaba, that was pretty good, especially considering Kudalaba was fighting really well at that point earlier this year. But I'm gonna take Paul Craig. But I might also take Modestus KO. This could be like a double chance. Or maybe if just honestly, fight doesn't go the distance sounds great to me. Don't know what the odds are yet, but fight doesn't go the distance is probably what I'm going to be looking at. We'll move. Co-main event of the evening. One half of the Frenchman, one half of the Fighting Nerds. Benoit Saint-Denis versus Mauricio Huffy. So I'm taking Huffy here. I think BSD is very good, and others will say this too, obviously. It's not unknown that BSD is actually good. You know, he was on a great rise until the Diamond and Moicano fights. He definitely could have a great bounce back win here. A big name, a nice win. That's a winnable fight for him, especially if he can hold down Huffy, maybe find a submission. If Huffy doesn't have that good of ground game jiu-jitsu, we don't really know because he hasn't had the opportunity yet. So if he could make this a grappling match and a wrestling match, it could play for him, you know? But ultimately, I think Ruffy stuffs it, or just doesn't get submitted and doesn't sit on the bottom the whole fight, you know? So I'm gonna take Ruffy, and originally I was thinking Ruffy by KO, but now I'm thinking Ruffy by decision. I think I think I'm probably going to take it. And I know that the decision does favor Benoit Saint Denis because the longer it goes means they probably could have, he could be held holding him down or whatever. But I think Ruffy could just look so much better on the feet that if there's a takedown or two in the fight, that they give Ruffy decision. So he touches him up for the first minute and a half, 2 minutes of the fight, gets taken down. Maybe they're wrestling for grappling for 2 minutes, and then they get back on the feet in the last minute of the round. Ruffy's winning it on the feet. So I'm gonna take it. I haven't seen the decision line. I don't know what it looks like yet, so we'll see. I'll probably take him by decision, but his minus 200, minus 220 line is not too bad either. You could parlay it with someone too. I'm not really entirely sure on who that would be yet, though. I was gonna say originally it was gonna be Ziam, so I thought Ruffy and Ziam was gonna be a good parlay piece, good parlay, I should say. But now Ziam is no longer on this fight. But I'm gonna take Huffy. We move. Main event of the evening, Nasruddin Imavov versus Caio Borralho. I'm going Caio the Natural Borralho. I think he wins this fight. Imavov, again, like Benoit Saint-Denis, is very good. He's probably a better pure striker than Borralho. But I think when the takedown threat gets introduced, it gets a lot closer. And I believe that's what could be the difference. You know, Allen was able to take down Imavov in the first. Um, Mind you, it was only the first, but I believe Kaio will be able to get it done more. So I'm leaning Kaio, and honestly, probably by decision here. I just don't know if he's going to be able to. I don't know if I see a finish from either of these sides, to be completely honest. So I'm going to take Kaio. I'm going to take Kaio. He could just be a fighting nerds play, Kaio and Ruffy. But I like Kaio to win this fight. You know, Imov is good. He's home. I think the Frenchmen in the main event and the co-main event are in for a lot of troubles, but I think they win mostly throughout the other card. So we'll keep it there. Well, guys, thank you very much for watching. That was now my UFC Fight Night Paris Imavov versus Borralho breakdown. Thank you guys, and I look forward to doing this next time.